Alright, so honestly, I think you guys need a little bit more variety on this channel moving forward. So I thought about shooting some videos about the books I've been reading this month. As a music producer, it is important to be constantly, just absorbing new knowledge and trying to apply those skills and sharpen your skills. So I wanted to, gather up some of the books I've been reading this month and just share my thoughts and do recommendations. Also, this has the added benefit of me being able to this has the added benefit of helping me retain the information that I learned in these books. So yeah, let's get to it. Book number 1, we got Influenced. I guess this book was written by a doctor or something who blew up on TikTok through giving medical information, which is cool. Influence is a book about social media. If you can't tell by the title, it's a pretty decent read. I've been reading it while taking a break from Instagram and Twitter lately. Yeah, it's a really detailed book basically it's about influencers. It dives into influencer psychology. Some other things I thought was pretty cool is that it's very balanced. Like the first half of the book, he's just diving into influencer psychology, just citing different case studies and even talking about his own experience with social media, going on TikTok and shooting TikToks and how he blew up on TikTok. And he even tells this one story about how he was literally on TikTok live during his daughter's soccer game, and I thought that shit was just so stupid, bro. They caught him live, basically he was live during his daughter's soccer game, and one of her friends follows him on TikTok and was like, hey, your dad's live on TikTok, and I was sitting there bro, you're not living that one down. But he's just talking about how that shit pretty much got to his head. But yeah, basically after about the second half of the book is just all about the actual it's kind of odd because the first half really, when you read the first half, it makes you think wow, this shit is really fucked up. I don't want to do any of this shit. And then the second half, he's literally providing advice for people who want to become influencers. I feel the second half of the book is just a good guideline for people who do seek that type of lifestyle and want to do it, but don't want to lose their mind, don't want to lose their morals, don't want to lose their values. Good thing that he put in this book is to know your why, and I think I did write those down. Just know the reason that you're on there. For me, my top 3 was to create, to educate, and to inspire. So don't lose sight of your goals. Overall, good book, super balanced, based. Honestly, I'd recommend this if you're into social media marketing at all, have any desire to actually be seen and heard through these platforms. It's just a very based book that should help a lot of people out. So yeah, good read. Next book I got on my list is The Secret. Skip this one if you're not into law of attraction. I myself have had my run-ins with the law of attraction, and I haven't been super on it like that, but I think it doesn't really hurt to change your thinking, your mindset. You can always benefit from just having a positive mindset. That's what I think. So I'm gonna take some of the things in this book, and y'all check in with me in a couple months, see what's going on. Let's see. Maybe I'll get $100,000, maybe I get $1 million, who knows. But I think this is a good book if you are into that. It's basically the all-for-one on law of attraction.
I'll have you return my student, all for one.
How you get the life of your dreams, manifest that dream life. If you're into that type of reading, I think it's worth your time, of course. And then the last hardcover book we got is OGILVY. I think that's how you say his name, OGILVY. And his book is a book on advertising. Honestly, I enjoyed this book more for the actual pictures and shit, because there's a lot of different there's a lot of different advertisements, and it's helpful to know what people really resonate with when you're a digital marketer and you're trying, and even with a producer, because it helps to know what kind of ad copy can you write to resonate with people to buy my beats or anything that I might be trying to sell. And honestly, this book is a compilation. It's like a piece of history, really, of all, I don't know if it's all, but a very successful digital ad campaigns and physical ad campaigns throughout history. And the funny thing about this book is like one of the first pages in the book literally has history of the internet, which I found so fascinating just to read like how this shit all got started. Like we've had the internet longer than I even thought, like 1980s type shit. Like we really had it since like the 80s, 90s. I mean, some people had access to the internet in the early 90s, you feel me, the government and stuff like that. I don't know, I just found it an interesting read to see how shit evolved, like as far as the digital landscape goes, because the book doesn't even, it's not even just like internet history, right? It's a timeline of the entire digital revolution up until like 2018, I think. I feel like this book has a lot of good insights into the nature of like the internet and the digital landsphere. Like there's a lot of different, like if you're not super, I feel like this book is good for old people, maybe not as much for young people because we kind of like already know like a lot of this stuff, but I feel like there's a lot of terminology in here, like digital marketing terminology and just digital terminology that you can learn in here if you're maybe not like as hip and current with that type of stuff. And then for people who are, I feel like there's just a lot to be learned about the way humans look at advertising and the way that the internet landscape is handled and stuff like that. There's a lot of good insights in this book and a couple other things that I learned about human nature that make it a decent read. So yeah, OGILVY, whatever you say, on advertising. It's a good book. The next one I got is a audiobook that I read called Feel Good Productivity. I'm definitely going to consider copping the physical edition soon. I think it'd be a good book to put on my shelf because there's a lot of methods in the book that are super helpful for productivity. I might consider it, but it is a good book. It will help you be more productive. And I really love this book because it's not super strict. Like, think of the title, Feel Good Productivity. Like, that's some shit that makes you feel good. I think that's a cool way of approaching actually getting shit done, maybe not putting as much pressure onto what you're doing. So I definitely fuck with the mentality and the vibe that this book is trying to give off. It's well researched and it seems like he pulled from a lot of different sources. So one thing I really like about this book is I hear him talk about different methods of being more productive that like another author might really write a whole book about, you know? So this book is a good all-in-one guide for just being more productive, and I definitely feel like it might be the last productivity book a nigga might need. After this one, I don't think I'm gonna have to read any more productivity books. I've read a bunch, and this one definitely is that like catch-all. So shout out to Ali Abdal. He's got a YouTube channel. Y'all should check it out if you haven't. Good book, good read, and yeah. The next audiobook we have is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. This one I keep reading over and over and over, bruh. Like there's so much good insight, so many good gems, so much good knowledge that you can apply to your process if you're a creative. And if you guys don't know who Rick Rubin is, he's a music producer, but don't let that stop you. This is a good book for anybody who is interested in just creating art, whether it be art, music, anything. But yeah, it's a good ass book. Every chapter feels like it has like a million gems in it. So, I mean, like, if you've never read this book, please read it. And I definitely recommend the audiobook version because you get to hear Rick Rubin's voice. And that shit is like literally like a meditation in itself. It's so fucking chill. And like the audiobook just has like these little touches. Like at the beginning of every chapter, you'll hear like a gong ring. It's like gong, and then you'll hear Rick Rubin's voice, and then he'll say some insightful shit like right from the jump, bro. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, read the audiobook, but also cop the hardcover version because literally like here's the thing. Like, I feel like if you took notes, like you literally just have to copy the entire book word for word basically. And then let's see a couple things that I actually, because I think I applied a few of the tips in this book to my life. A couple tips I did apply lately. Since I've been reading this book, I haven't been like playing back my music as much. There's one section in the book where he talks about like you really shouldn't be taking your work home with you and stuff like that. It's not Rick, he says it in his way, I'm saying it in my way, because Rick Rubin's not like preachy. He's not actually saying on the paper, but that's like my interpretation of what he's saying. Lately, I haven't really been like in my old process, I would bounce a lot of beats and then I would play them while I'm walking, or bounce songs that I made and I'll play them while I'm walking, or play them in the car or whatever. But lately I just been really not bouncing anything, coming back to it when I'm able to work on it. That way the creativity is there when I need it, you feel me? That way in that moment when I need to make those changes, I can make those changes, and I'm not like caught lacking outside the crib trying to make changes on a track that I can't make changes to. So I found that helpful, and there's a lot of things in there that's very useful. I find the whole process that he uses to channel his creativity to be interesting. That's why I've been rereading it, and I might even read it a third time. I feel like I need the hard copy too, which is crazy because it's like a little bit different when you're like on a walk and you're listening to him and then intentionally reading the book. So yeah, good book. The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. Check that shit out. And then the last one is You're a Badass at Making Money. I literally just finished the audiobook like today. And this book is it's in the same vein of thinking as The Secret. I feel like there's a lot of more actionable advice in You're a Badass at Making Money. I like the narrator. I like the author. Her voice is cool. Very inspiring. Very motivational. Whereas The Secret, I mean, The Secret is cool. It's just like The Secret is a little bit like... I feel like this book is a little bit more grounded than The Secret. Or not grounded, but like definitely more actionable, because literally at the end of every chapter she gives you like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then also like say this and this and this and this, like basically to counteract your mentality. Like, because a lot of the methodology that they teach and preach within these law of attraction books is changing your mindset and, you know, just trying to X out thoughts of poverty and being broke and shit like that. So I fuck with the book for that. And those are the books I've read over the last month. See y'all next time.